Hello, hello, welcome back. So I figured I'd do this now because this is one of the laws I wanted to talk, the newer laws I wanted to talk about sooner rather than later. There's a lot of new laws coming out, like a lot. There's been so many. And I've been trying to keep up with all of them, but it's been really hard. Uh, and I know with all these new laws, I want to give advice to all of them, but it's kind of hard because I'm making doing all these video series. So, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just start doing little videos like this, and see if I can't give feedback to some of these, especially because I think Lawl Sidestep just announced it wants to do an update patch for its characters. So this is my chance basically to give some general feedback to the Law itself, because when it comes to these characters individually, I, I can't really give in-depth thoughts on how move changes and whatnot. I had a very general thought that's pervading my mind every single time I watch this law. Um, obviously, as with all criticism, no hate to just prods. Uh, I think this law is very wonderful. I think it's got some very sound animation. The improvement with each set is wonderful. The character variety is pretty nice. I actually like a lot of this roster. Uh, I'm a big fan of Nico. I was always sad when Nico never got to be finished for Laldemic. I like Rad Flipnote. When I first joined Blue Sky, and I saw him there, and a lot of the bugs of the website made him even more memorable for me. And then there's just random other characters here I just think are very interesting. Um, and all their movesets are generally good. Well, I say that, but here's the main general problem that I wanted to pass on to just prods. So animation obviously for these sets has greatly improved over time, especially with the recent set for Nico. It's very good. It's nice. He, the problem I have, and this permeates almost every single set, is I think this law has a giant problem, where it has great characters, but whenever I watch a moveset, it goes and then it's done, and it doesn't really stick with my mind, and I always wonder why is that. Why is that such a problem for this law? Normally, whenever other laws a new character comes out, it's always really exciting, but for this, it just doesn't really It's not very memorable to me, and I think I know why that is now. I've been sitting on it for a while. Um, I think this law has a genuine problem with expressing character. I think that's the problem. There's characters, but I feel no character from these characters. Uh, and I think Nico is probably where it really started to stand out to me. Is this set is there's a lot of ways I feel like you could do Nico. This unfortunately might while I love Nico, this set has a problem where it's doing a duck hunt dog thing where the player is doing most of the heavy lifting in each special move. And as a result, when the moveset is over, I feel like I watched a set for the player rather than the character, Nico. And Nico's a wonderful little guy. You see so much other little cat. I mean, there's so much dialogue for Nico in the game. Nico has a very wonderful character and so many wonderful quotes. They're very silly. Uh, but I don't really feel like after the moveset's over, I don't really remember any of it. I just remember the mouse, the player, and the player, and the player. And Nico doesn't really do anything, and I think that's such a shame because I don't know. But another character that I feel like this really sticks out with me is a completely brand new character to my mind is and whenever you make a new character and you're introducing something to me, this is your chance to tell me, hey, this is what this character is about. Show me how cool they are or how interesting they are. Disc is the most character. They seem cool. I saw their picture. I'm like, wow, a little design. They got a little a bandana mouth. They got little bunny ears. They got a bat. They have all these unique projectiles. Very weird projectiles that I like a lot. Very weird zoner. There's nothing wrong with the moveset. In terms of I think the play style itself. The problem is I'm coming out of it. I'm like, wow, that character sure threw a lot of projectiles. I don't. feel anything from Disc. I don't really retain anything. Like, and I think that's the biggest problem. Is a lot of the characters like this. I don't know if there's any way I can really suggest changes. I feel like maybe like because a lot of these characters feel like they're more blank slates. I think that's inherently the problem. Is like not all of them. Like obviously, I think Nico definitely has more character. Like it says Nico's very normal at the start, but there's definitely some good stuff you could do there. But for Disc, like I don't know. I don't really know what I can really suggest. Um, the best thing I can say is maybe try and change some moves around and like obviously like I don't know anything about Disc. I see like the that face and I think oh it's like a little cool character. Maybe like they're not very quiet but they're stylish and stuff. So I want to see maybe like a character express themselves through stylish combos maybe or like a cool animations using those projectiles. Uh, and I'm kind of get that. Like I get 1-2 combos here and there in the video, but like again, nothing that really sticks out to me like beyond that character wise, and that's like such a shame because like I want to feel something from these characters. Um, I think it's even more apparent with Rad. Like I think Rad is like some of like his neutral B doesn't really have that much dialogue. When I think of Rad Flipnote, Um, I know he's got a very shrill like flip note voice, obviously because it's really decompressed. Uh, I feel like there's not enough of that dialogue in his set. Like I feel like if he should always be talking, like there should always be some kind of noise coming out of him when he's on stage. Because that's just the character. Like he's very spastic, he's jiggly, and he does little funny things. There's not enough noise for me to get the impression that yeah, he's a very you know bombastic moment to moment character. I don't really get that as hard. And then with Lacey, Lacey is another example. I think from what I heard is like whenever this moveset first came out, only like it's like apparently this is an RPG Maker game, but only the first chapter was out, which inherently left this character even more limited than they would have been. Yeah, I come out of it thinking like, uh, yeah, they summon a bus sign. Yeah, they summon a rabbit. Yeah, like the crow appears, and I'm like, you're probably thinking, well, okay, they're an RPG Maker character, aren't they supposed to summon things? That just makes sense. They're dreamers. Yes, but think back for Manatsuki when she's summoning all that weird shit. It's weird shit. It's weird. It's bizarre. It's like it's not the very traditional things. Like she turns into a frog. Like she turns into these weird like statue things and she flies around. She turns into a witch. It's like it shows the character by using very specific effects. For Viola, Viola is inherently, if you know the spoilers to the witch's house, Viola obviously is the true owner of the house. So they're summoning a lot of stuff, and she grows in power. Even Ellen does something very different, where they utilize like the different stuff from like the harder route, the harder difficulty of the game. But also Ellen has more control over the house. But obviously she's not the true owner of the house, so it's not. So she's taking the middle ground, which is why she's a middle ground, save Echo Fighter version. Um, yeah, like you need to use the game, the source itself, to express more about what the character is and what they're from. Lacey is kind of just summoning stuff. I don't know why the crow was relevant. I don't know why the bunny turns into blood. I don't know what's relevant about the stop sign or the bus sign. You need to there needs to be more. There needs to be more. And it's saying like, oh yeah, Lacey's like not a very like a physical fighter. They're very intellectual. I don't really get intellectual from summoning a crow, a bunny, and a bus sign. I need more. I need more than that. I need you to like. I need more. You know. You get what I'm saying? And I understand it's hard because obviously you're working with very little. But I don't know. Maybe was this character ready to be made yet? It's hard. It's hard because like sometimes you really just can't do that. You need to just like there's no really real way to express character, but even then you can express something with the character. And I want to see more with these characters because the Law Sidestep is really well animated. I really love it, and a lot of these characters they seem like they could be really interesting, but I'm not feeling that, and I feel so bad. So I think for an update patch, I that's like my biggest one. That's my biggest request. You don't really have me. You don't really have to. Well, maybe some system moves could be changed, but I think a big focus should be put towards making these characters feel more like characters, like from things. Show more like do a. Obviously, I know at the start of the video we explain what the source is and a little bit about what the character is, but that still needs to carry through throughout the moveset, so it feels like I'm learning more and more about this character. And so maybe this is a law where it would be nice to have explanations in the inspiration clips about why these moves are relevant to these characters because I feel like I'm not getting it. These could be absolutely perfect, and I just don't understand. So that could be a fix that maybe to go in depth with each move and explain why that fits the character and their personality. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what else I would suggest. This is a hard thing because like this is like a very subjective thing. I feel like to kind of throw out there. So I say just play around with it. Like this is definitely something like I would be willing to see some experimentation with. Um, and Law Sidestep, obviously, it's still very new. It's still very new. We aren't even like in the double digits for movesets yet. So there's still so much potential to go. I want to see this law grow and really find its footing. Yeah. Um, that's it for now. I will probably be ending it here. You all have a wonderful day. Bye bye.